By 1356, the Hundred Years' War had already raged for 2 long decades, a brutal conflict fueled by territorial disputes and a contested claim to the French throne. It all began when Edward III of England asserted his right to rule France through his mother, Isabella, a French princess. His claim directly challenged the legitimacy of the ruling Valois dynasty, igniting one of the longest and most devastating wars in medieval Europe. At the heart of the English war effort was Edward, the Black Prince, eldest son of Edward III. A brilliant commander and a fearsome warrior, he had already proven himself on the battlefield, most notably at the Battle of Crécy in 1346. By 1355, he led a devastating chevauchée, a scorched earth campaign across southwestern France. His strategy was simple, but brutally effective: burn villages, plunder towns, and weaken the French economy, forcing the enemy into battle on English terms. This destructive raid infuriated the French, and in early 1356, Edward resumed his campaigns, launching fresh attacks from Bordeaux. His army of 6,000 men, a mix of deadly longbowmen, heavily armed men-at-arms, and allied Gascon troops, ravaged the countryside, provoking a decisive response from the French king. King John II of France, known as John the Good, was determined to end this English menace once and for all. He gathered a massive force, 14,000 to 16,000 men, including elite knights and crossbowmen, and marched to confront Edward, intent on crushing him in battle. Throughout the summer of 1356, the two armies maneuvered and clashed in minor skirmishes, each side probing for weakness. Edward's forces moved north, laying waste to villages, while John's army sought to cut off their retreat. But the Black Prince had no intention of being trapped. Instead, he chose the perfect battleground, the rolling countryside near Poitiers. By September, Edward's forces had taken a defensive stance near Poitiers, using the natural terrain, hedges, woods, and marshes to their advantage. The English were outnumbered, but they held the higher ground, forcing the French to attack uphill. The The narrow battlefield limited the effectiveness of John's larger force, negating their numerical superiority. As dawn broke on September 19th, 1356, the French army advanced, confident in their strength. King John ordered his elite cavalry to launch the first attack, but as they charged uphill, they were met with a deadly hail of arrows. The English longbowmen, positioned behind defensive hedges, unleashed a relentless barrage, thousands of arrows raining down every minute. But John II was not ready to give up. He ordered a second wave, dismounted men-at-arms, led by his son, Charles, the Dauphin, to press forward. Again, the English arrows proved lethal. The advancing French were thrown into disarray, their formations breaking apart under relentless fire. Soon, panic spread through the ranks, and chaos erupted. In a desperate bid to turn the tide, John ordered a third wave, led by Philip, Duke of Orleans. But before the attack could reach full force, Philip and his men abandoned the battlefield, retreating and taking all 4 of King John's sons with them. The French army, already battered and demoralized, now faced disaster. Sensing weakness, the Black Prince seized the moment. He unleashed his hidden trump card, a flanking maneuver led by the Gascon nobleman, the Captal de Buch. A small cavalry force of 160 mounted knights struck the French from behind, cutting off their escape. Many French soldiers, believing they were surrounded, panicked and fled. King John II, however, refused to retreat. He fought valiantly, wielding his axe in the thick of the battle, but it was too late. The English forces overwhelmed the remaining French troops, and in the final moments of the battle, King John himself was captured. The sight of the French king, taken as a prisoner of war, marked the complete and utter defeat of the French army. The consequences of the Battle of Poitiers were profound. With their king captured, France was thrown into political turmoil. The English, now in a position of strength, forced the French into peace negotiations. In 1360, the Treaty of Bretigny was signed, granting England vast territories in France and securing an enormous ransom for King John's release, 3 million gold écus. The Battle of Poitiers was more than just another clash in the 100 Years' War. It was a testament to the power of strategic warfare, proving that superior tactics and battlefield positioning could overcome sheer numbers. Though the war would rage on for nearly another century, this battle left an indelible mark on history, shaping the course of medieval Europe. The tales of knights, battles, and valor continue to inspire us even today. But why just listen to history when you can become a part of it? Step into a world of chivalry, quests, and legendary heroes. While we've explored the epic clash of Poitiers, it's time to embark on a different kind of adventure, the legendary world of King Arthur.